So it's day 9 of my challenge, and the question today is what are your good qualities? This is day 9 of my 31-day challenge, and the question today is what are your good qualities? I don't know. This is, I mean, it's hard to, kind of like blow your own horn when you're talking about yourself, but I'm realistic. I'm realistic, and I'm not going to snow you. I'm not going to snow you. What I'm good at and what I'm bad at, trust me, they're very plain to see. So I am creative. That's the top one. I'm very creative. I love art, I love sketching, I love painting, I love jewelry making, I love like all sorts of things. I love gardening, so I love nature. So these are good qualities to me because I'm very curious about the world around us, and I love to research. I love science, I love geography, I love history, I love to learn about things. So I do have this bent on researching things that I find. I love to learn about other cultures. I love to learn about other foods, other ways of life. I don't necessarily follow along like a little sheep, but I like to learn about them. So I'm very open, and I'm very willing to listen to other cultures and their opinions. And I do find familiar things in each culture that I have researched, or where I've met the people and learned of their culture and their ways of life and their beliefs and things like that. So I find that there is similarities in many cultures. They just go by a different name. Okay, so I mean, I'm not going to get into it because nowadays it's a pretty touchy subject to get into. However, I'm very open to listen to other people's points of view when it comes to religion and culture and foods and even health avenues. So I'm very open to learn, but I do feel that need to research it. I don't take anybody's word for it. So there might be a little part of me that is kind of like hesitant on believing every little thing I hear, but I love to learn about it. I love to learn about it. I love to research it. And that comes from when I was a kid, I love geography. I love to learn about other lands and other countries. I love to learn about gardening. I love to learn about other foods and other countries' ways of preparing foods and things like that. So, there is a few things that I was a little leery on when I seen it for preparing food and things from other countries. There was a few things I was a little leery on, but I just found it really interesting. So having this very curious mind, I think is a benefit in my life, especially with what I'm going through now with my health issues. So another thing about me is I absolutely love animals. I love animals. And there was a period in my time in my life where I didn't really love them. I liked them, but I didn't really love them, and because I had a lot of other things going on, and so I wasn't able to put as much effort in to having a pet as I did because I raised the children on my own. So, a lot of the times, what comes first? Your kids come first, right? So I didn't have the attention that I needed to put into a pet. Now, in my 60s, I do. I absolutely love pets, any type of animals. Now, I wouldn't, I know my limitations, so I wouldn't have a pet pig, let's put it that way, or a pet chicken, but I have a cat, and I've had a kitten for like a period of time. So I love nature, I love animals, I love to get out and walk in the leaves in the fall. I absolutely love that. I love those vibrant colors. And even though we're coming on into the winter months where, fall is basically the leaves dying and fall off the trees, but there is beauty in that. There's beauty in that. And even knowing that there's a change of the seasons, that's beautiful in itself. So yeah, I'm very, well, I guess you could call it spiritual. I believe that evolution going from fall to winter is a process. It's a cycle. And just like we have our cycles in our life that need to be honored, I do believe that the cycles in nature also need to be honored. So there's that. I am very spiritual. I do meditation. I try to do manifestation. I'm still working on that. Otherwise, I'd own that tiny home or that tiny cabin, but I'm still working on it. You never know. You never know. So I'm very health conscious. I'm very conscious of what I eat, what I drink, what I ingest, what I believe. I don't follow along like a little sheep and try every single solitary chemical that's out there that is professed to be good for us. I don't do that. I don't do it. I want to see the proof behind the spew. I want to see the truth. I want to see the facts. So I guess that kind of attributes back to the fact that I like scientific things. I like to research things. I think probably in a previous life I might have been a researcher. I might have been a scientist. I might have been a doctor or something to do with health, because I have that inclination to not want to know how to deal with the issues, the health issues. I want to know what caused them. I want to look at the root cause instead of just taking care of the symptoms. Okay, so that's a good part of my personality, I believe. What else? I'm very family orientated. Now, I don't have a large family. It's just me, my children, my grandchildren. Okay, so there isn't a large connection, but I am very family orientated, and I think that I'm an only child, so I think that I would have had it in a previous life. I don't know who believes in this, but I would be the type of person that in a previous life I would have had a large family. And because I absolutely love family gatherings, big family gatherings, it gives me that sense of connection. And so, I'm very, very close to my children. I'm close to my grandchildren. If at any point they needed me, I would drop whatever it was I was doing, and I would be at their disposal at any point, anytime, anywhere. Yeah, so it's a strong family connection to my children and my grandchildren. And my cat, my tabby. Yeah, so what else do I know? I am I'm a little picky. I'm a little picky. I like to have a clean floor. I like to have the energies like based on feng shui. I like to have there to be a door on one side and a door on the other, which I don't have here. So I feel a little closed in, hemmed in sometimes. So in an apartment building, but I do have a door and I have a patio window, and so I like to keep that space clear, and I do, except for the fan. I keep it, the airflow is like, it goes from one end to the other, and that's what I like. Now, I don't know if that's a good quality, but I do know that I do believe in feng shui, and I believe in cleansing your house of any negative energy. So I don't like to live in an environment where there's a lot of negative energy. I like to focus on the positive things. Now, I'm very, my intuition is on high alert all the time, and I don't know where that stems from, but I can sense when something is going to take place, and I can sense when, maybe there's something that's going to take place in my life that I need to guard. Let's see what else. I'm a very personable person. I like to talk to people. I like to meet new people. I'll even go for a walk and say hi to every single person I meet, whether they answer me back or not. And many times I'll stand and have a conversation with somebody as I pass them on the street, or if I meet them in the mall, or if I'm shopping and we're discussing foods, or we're discussing prices, or we're discussing health options or something, right? I love to talk. I love to communicate, and that's more than likely why I do these videos. I do like to keep a connection to my children, and I like to have something that they can look back on if I do cross. My health is in this cycle right now. It's in this danger zone, and I am combating that health-wise. And so I like to have something that the kids could look back on if I do cross over, where they can say that was my mom, and that's what my mom was doing. And just to have that connection to them even when I'm not around, right? So yeah, I believe in family, I believe in the connections, I believe in being there for the people that you love when they need you. And I will be there, whether I'm up there, down there, or in the middle. Okay, so that is a very strong bond to my important people in my life, which is my children and my grandchildren. What else do I mean, if you're looking at little technical things, what I'm good at, because the question was very vague, right? The question was very vague, but I'm very organized. I'm a clean person. I like to have a clean home. I like to have an organized home. I like to have, what would you say my decor is? My decor is kind of, I'm more leaning toward the country decor. I love that. Absolutely love that. I love holidays. I love to decorate for Christmas. Christmas is my favorite time of year. Favorite time of year for holidays. Now, fall is my favorite season, but winter, I absolutely love the first snowfall. It's so beautiful. And I love Christmas. I love to decorate for Christmas. And many times at the end, well, not even the end, I think it was the middle of November, I had my tree and all my trimmings up. Now, I don't profess to say that my beliefs are the only beliefs. There are many beliefs in this world, okay? Many. And I honor those beliefs for those people. But for me, I love Christmas. I love the feeling of happiness and giving that you see around Christmas time. So those are the type of things. I have a very soft heart. I can cry at a drop of a hat. I have a hard time watching sad movies because I will cry and I will relate them to something that I've witnessed or seen or experienced in my life, and so that kind of brings it all out. I'm a big crybaby when it comes to that. I love to listen to music. I like that calming effect. I believe in meditation. I'm a very strong believer in meditation, and I will put the music on the TV, or I will put my little lights on my fireplace where it has the embers that glow on the fireplace, and I will meditate to that. And it brings a sense of balance into my life, and it helps me. It helps me. I mean, I'm healing physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually in one big shot. You know what I'm saying? So any little tricks that I can do to help heal that area of my life, I do them. What else is special about me? I mean, I'm not saying I'm special, but I am saying there's a few things that I believe in that make me who I am. And I think that all of us need to look at our lives, and we need to look at the things that we believe in, the things that we feel, the things that we do, how we manifest things in our life, how we personify things, how we treat other people, how we relate to other people, how we communicate with other people, how we communicate with nature. And all these things make up the gamut of who we are. So I actually think this was a very important question, because I haven't really looked at myself and said, well, this is what you're good at and that's not what you're good at. And, you know, even the littlest thing that, I mean, I love to bake. I love to cook, but I have to be careful what I cook, because if I make cookies, I have a tendency, I'll grab them. I'm honest too, that's another thing. I'm too honest, that's a problem. And I'll grab those cookies and I'll eat until there might be just like one left in the barrel, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so I love to bake, absolutely love to bake, but I don't have anybody around to eat the goodies. So what I will do is when I bake, I usually make up a batch and give it to my neighbors, or give it to someone that I care about, someone who's close, that I can actually pawn it off on them and say, here, take this is for you, right? But I do love the experience of cooking and baking and coming up with new ideas. So that's that creative aspect of my personality, whether it be with cooking, whether it be with drawing, or whether it be with doing crafts or artwork, whatever, even book writing, journaling, this itself, this video itself. So these are all things that are showing me that there are things in my life that I do that are special, that are important, no matter how small they may be, whether it be baking, whether it be organizing a cupboard and having to be creative about where you put things because you need them to be close at hand. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things in my personality that I accept as good, that I think are good, that I think are. I even have some qualities that I find admirable. Forgiveness is one of them. So I do forgive a lot of the indiscretions that were done to me. I do forgive, but I don't let go of things easy. I hold on to them. And that might be a bad part of my personality. That might be a hard part of my personality, is that I have memory. I have a long, solid memory, and I remember things for a long time. I can forgive you, but I have a hard time to forget. So the admirable part of that would be the forgiving, because a lot of the things that we go through in our life kind of, they border on, are they forgivable, right? And so I think that, I believe myself that I have a big heart. I have a big heart. And I know there's a lot of people in this world that are going through things that maybe manifest in taking it out on other people, what's happened to you. And so what I choose to do is I choose not to do that. I choose not to be the person that perhaps hurt me in the past. I choose to be someone better in my life. I choose to be more solid, and I choose to be more serene in my outlook, and more loving, and more caring, and more forgiving. There is, I can't walk by someone who's got a sign that says, I'm hungry, do you have anything? I mightn't give them food, or I mightn't give them money, but I will go into the closest store that I'm on my way to, and I will purchase something. I will come out and I will give it to them, because I don't think anyone in this world should go hungry, whether that be physically, mentally, psychologically, or spiritually. So that's me in a nutshell. So I shall see you on day 10 of my 31-day challenge. The good Lord be willing.